Don't let debt keep you from living your ideal life. Let's talk about that. All right, Mike, when we're talking about debt, there's so many things. There's opinions, there's thoughts, there's all kinds of different things about good debt and bad debt and neutral debt and all these things. But we have the philosophy that debt is not good. Never. Why? And what do we need to do about it?
Yes, well, all debt, no matter if you view it as good debt and bad debt, all debt brings risk. Now, some risk is going to be much higher than other debt, right? A car note or credit card is a great example of very high interest rate, high risk debt. And maybe your mortgage is viewed as low interest rate and low risk debt. But there's an element of risk no matter what kind of debt that you have.
Yeah, we've talked about that so much that, we talk about the good debt and the bad debt, and everybody has their opinions on that. But anytime you bring in debt, just like Mike said, you're bringing some kind of risk into your life. So assess that risk. If you want to take on the risk, that's your life. But our recommendation is let's not take on the risk because you can get further faster if you don't have that risk in your life. You can just move forward. All right. The second thing is the topic of today is that debt keeps you from living your ideal life, right? When we talk about debt, we're talking about you owing some money to somebody else or another entity. So what are you actually or practically doing is you're making somebody else rich. The banks, the insurance companies, whoever you owe money to, if they're charging you interest, you're making them rich, not yourself. So when you owe somebody money and you're paying them interest, you're losing not only just that opportunity of having that money for yourself, but you're paying them more than that item or experience was worth. So it's keeping you from more money for yourself. That's the second thing. Like anything else on that about debt is actually keeping you from your ideal life.
Hi, friend. We'll get back to the episode in 1 second, but we want to give you a free gift for joining us today. It's a 3-part free workshop where you get to learn how to get a 10% raise without doing more work. Then we're going to teach you what to do with that extra money. Because the end goal is for you to start living your ideal life years, if not decades sooner. So, do you need to get out of debt? Do you want to spend more on the life that you want to live? Or maybe you want to invest that extra income. All of these things are in this free workshop. Just go to sentinelcoaching.com/raise. That's sentinelcoaching.com/raise. Now back to the episode. Well, I want to add that both you and I have had experience with having debt. That's why we know and why we preach that we do not agree with any kind of debt, low risk or high risk. We've lived that life, that stressful life. And we're now on the other side where we have no debt, right? We're closer. We're on the side of living our ideal lives, right? You got to figure out what that is for you. And then the best and fastest way for us and the way that we want to teach you is to get out of debt. Just imagine what a life would look like with no payments. How much more time do you have? Maybe you don't have to work a second and third job. Maybe you can have that extra money to put towards your investing in the future, right? Dream about that. Dream about what a life looks like with no payments.
Yeah. We all talk about what we would do on our deathbed. When we look back at our life, there's so many regrets. I wish I did this. I wish I had that. Right. And most people on their deathbeds are not going to say, I wish I accumulated more. They would say, I wish I had this experience. I wish I spent time with this person. I wish I could travel more and see more of the world. Those are the types of things that we would want you to dream about. What would you do? Where would you go? Who would you help? How would you spend your time? How would you spend your energy? What experiences would you have? And you can't do that if you have all of your money or a lot of your money going out to debt payments. So we need you to get on a debt elimination plan to get rid of the debt so that you have more money so that ultimately you can live your ideal life. That's why we created the course. That's why we created all of our material, is so that you can live your ideal life and get on the path to financial freedom.
If Jason and I have convinced you that it is a good idea to get out of debt because it's going to lead you to start living your ideal life years, if not decades sooner, well, we'll show you how to do that the fastest. Click the link below and we'll show you the debt elimination plan that has worked for us and our clients around the world. We'll see you in the next lesson.